A UFC welterweight division that is packed with title contenders appeared to get a new one on Saturday night. Gilbert Burns soundly defeated former champion Tyron Woodley by unanimous decision in the UFC Fight Night main event in Las Vegas. Burns has now won 6 in a row, including back-to-back victories over Demian Maia and Woodley, the man the UFC consider the division's No. 1 contender. Burns' win capped an action-packed night of fights at the UFC Apex, which contests its bouts in a 25-foot wide cage, instead of the typical 30-foot cage. Perhaps that helped produce 6 finishes in the first 8 fights on the card. Several of those stoppages were recorded by high-level prospects, including Mackenzie Dern. The highly touted strawweight returned to the win column after suffering her first loss in her previous fight in October. ESPN's panel of Ariel Helwani, Brett Okamoto, Marc Raimondi and Jeff Wagenheim break down the main event, discuss the smaller Octagon and tackle other key questions from Saturday night's card. Helwani, Gilbert Burns has officially arrived. He is for real. Yes, he entered the fight on a 5-fight winning streak. Yes, he had won 7 of 8 going into his first UFC main event. But he had never fought a former champion such as Tyron Woodley before. And he stepped up big time. So, the biggest takeaway has to be that there's a new player at 170 pounds and his name is Gilbert Burns. Is he next for the belt? No. He is still at least a couple of wins away from that discussion because of the logjam at 170. There have been others who have been waiting for a shot for a while now. Edwards and Jorge Masvidal come to mind, for starters. But still, he is definitely a contender now, and he looked amazing on Saturday. On the flip side, the other big takeaway was that Woodley lost his big comeback fight. It was a nightmare for Woodley from the jump. Burns hurt and cut him in the first round, and Woodley never quite recovered. Woodley lost every round convincingly. You have to wonder where he goes from here. The road back to the title picture just got a heck of a lot longer for the former champ, who is 38 years old. Okamoto, Gilbert Burns is a very real welterweight contender. Yes, that's the obvious takeaway, but it's also clearly the biggest one. Burns flipped the script on Woodley in every way imaginable. Woodley had the most feared right hand in the division for a while. Burns' right hand was more dangerous on Saturday. Woodley is known for his speed. Burns was the quicker man. Woodley is a strong, intimidating welterweight. Burns was the more physical of the two when he needed to be. Woodley was unquestionably an elite welterweight coming into this fight, and he was highly motivated, and Burns walked right through him. Burns is for real, guys. For real. And he is a threat to the champion, Kamaru Usman. Raimondi, Henri Hooft is one of the most underrated coaches in MMA.